This is a 1985 Lancia A112 Abarth. Like a real hot hatch before the term was really invented, this is a daily, cheap car that got the speed treatment, and coupled with a tiny chassis makes this a fun and nimble little thing. And this is also my car. I've patched it back together and I will continue to do that in the future, but most importantly, I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can. The engine is a 1050cc chain-driven pushrod 8V engine. It's tuned by Abarth with a twin-barrel downdraft Weber carburetor, and it produces 70 horsepower. This was fast when it was introduced back in 1975, and right up there and probably in front of a Mini Cooper. But by 1985, where this example was built, it was starting to struggle against the other fast hot hatches, but it was cheap, and Abarth was almost 40% cheaper than a Renault 5 GT Turbo. Front suspension is a McPherson with a anti-roll bar and rack and pinion steering. The rear is a transverse leaf spring that doubles as an anti-roll bar. Simple, light and effective. Power figures are not always everything, and where the A112 really shines is in the size and the nimbleness.
The comfort in the Abarth is much better than you probably would expect. I think it drives a lot better than the Mini. Feels a bit more forgiving and not as bouncy as a Mini. But of course, it is a very tiny car. And especially for me, it's a bit of an issue with the space in here. And when I go on the racetrack, I will have an issue because I'm going to wear a helmet. And that will be probably touching the roof. I will probably have to sit like this. The steering, like the Mini, it's kind of that bus driver feeling. Very tiny steering wheel at a slanted forward position, but the steering does feel very precise and very quick. It might surprise some that this is a 5-speed. It was quite something back in the days. The engine is eager to be revved and got surprising good amount of flow and torque. It pulls fairly well all over the rev range. That being said, it's not super quick. It just feels very quick because of the nimbleness and tininess and especially the soundtrack. So this is the Abarth on the road. It works just fine as a daily classic. It's nimble, it's fun, it got great fuel economy. It definitely feels faster than it actually is, but that is kind of a good thing on public roads because you won't be breaking the speed limit, but you can still have a lot of fun in it. Before going to the track, I'm just going to show you a layout of the track, a picture of the track. Hopefully that will make it a little bit easier to see what kind of layout this is. It's a tiny circuit. It's a big go-kart track, but it's quite small for a car. I don't think I will be exceeding 100 kilometers in the cars that I bring to this track. And here you have a picture of the track. As you can see, there are two layouts of the track. There is the one that is marked with the red line. That's the go-kart track. It's the same track that I am going to be driving. I could choose to take the long straight and the corner in the end, but because of the cars that I'm going to bring and because of my own skill set, I'm going to not use the long straight and the very high speed that will cause and just use the actual go-kart track. That means it goes down the straight into corner number 1. If you get the braking point just right, you will get a lot of speed through number 2 and all the way up to number 3, the first hairpin, where you have to step on the brake, swing the car around, get up to speed again to the second hairpin and into the third hairpin, and then down the straight into a very high speed corner into 6 and into 7 and across the line. And this is it. I'm on the racetrack in the Abarth.
And yep, I removed the headliner to make room for the helmet.
I'm just taking it slowly, a reconnaissance lap at the moment, just to see. Get some heat into the car. And in a second I'm going to put the helmet on and then go for a couple of warm-up laps, increasing the speeds a little. And then in the end I'm going to go for 2 fast laps, and then the fastest of them will count. Doesn't it look pretty? But it will be more fun for you guys. So there we go. I think I will remove this just to get a bit better view. brake a lot earlier than I thought, apparently.
But after a few laps I found my rhythm, I found my braking zones, and I got ready to do a couple of hot laps. And I'm coming up to the finish line now, and this is where it really counts. Lap 1 is the first chance to set a time, and then it's straight back into lap 2 with one goal: go faster. 2 laps, 1 best time. Let's see what it got.
Bad first lap, for sure. Way too late on the brakes. The fast one. Could be faster, I guess. That was intense. The entire car lifted quite a lot in the last corner, and it was a lot of fun. I'm just cooling down the engine a little bit and back to the leaderboard in the garage. So this is the corner in the garage where I'm gonna keep track of all the lap times. The only rule that I made is there's 2 colors: red for modified, green for stock. So if the car is heavily modified, the text will be in red. If it's mainly stock, it will be in green. If the tires are a little different, it will still be green. If it's slightly lowered, it will still be green. But if the engine is massively tuned or modified in any way, it will be red. And then there will be 1 lap time, which is written in black. And I will put that on right now. There we go. This is the go-kart that you can rent at the MotorSport Center on Fyn. Not only is that a very, very fun way to spend an afternoon, it's also kind of cheap, so I highly suggest to check that place out if you want to do a bit of racing. And if you want to, you can challenge my time, because this is the best time that I made doing, I think, around 20 laps on the circuit in a go-kart. So if you want to, you can go to that place and try to challenge this time and write down in the comment if you beat it. And I'm not gonna accept it if you weigh less than 85. 90? Anyway, 47.39 in a 9 horsepower go-kart with a top speed of 80.5. And then it's time to put the first real time on the leaderboard. The A112 Abarth, my pride and joy. Probably not pride, but my joy. I was really eager to trying it out on the track, and I gotta say it let me down a little bit. I thought it would be easier to control on the track, but it turned out to have so much body roll, and the brakes were also really hard to really get right. I really had a tendency to underbrake. It should be mentioned also that the tires are nothing special. They are old and so on. Better tires would help. But the main thing that I think let the A112 Abarth down a little bit was the suspension. I think, and I might do that, with a better suspension setup, I will be able to shave 3 seconds off the time, probably quite easily. It should be mentioned also that I am not a professional race driver. The video material will probably prove that. Also, I have given myself this challenge to just do 3 warm-up laps and then 2 hot laps, and then take the fastest of those 2 and ride that on the board. That means that I do not have a lot of time to learn the car on the track. All I'm trying to say is that the time that I'm going to put on here could be much lower with more practice or a better driver. The first time I did was 50.16 seconds, and the next lap I did was 49.12. So a second in difference on such a small lap proves to me that there is a lot of improvement to be made, and more importantly, that I didn't really get the balance of that car within the laps that I drove on the track. So quite a long way from a go-kart, but still number 2, that's not bad. Go ahead and try to beat my go-kart time on the track. Follow the link below. If you have something interesting, primarily in Denmark, unless you want to drive it here, that I can borrow, I can make a lap time with that and put it on the board. So if you dare to do that, it's a racetrack, there is always a risk. But if so, contact me on my Instagram or with a comment down below or on an email or something like that. I'll be happy to give it a go. Get in contact if you have something interesting, and see you in the next one.